Many people, when they feel anxiety, immediately react as though there is real danger. It feels like real danger. Your body is responding as though there is real danger, even if it is more of a perceived threat than a real threat. That's why kids actually feel like this is something that is dangerous and I have to respond as such. As a parent, your instinct is to take away the fear, to remove whatever it is that is causing that fear or that response, to help your child feel better, thinking that if I remove this, your anxiety, your fear, your worry will go away. That typically, almost always backfires, because anxiety does not necessarily care about the content. It doesn't care about what exactly it was worrying about. It's the fear of uncertainty and difficulty tolerating feeling uncomfortable. And so it's going to find a new place to land, and you're going to be in the same situation over and over and over again until you're able to really get to the root, how the anxiety operates. When you can attack how the anxiety operates, that's where you gain your true power, long-lasting relief, confidence, and strength against worry. Many people come to my office with a goal to get rid of anxiety. They say, please, I just want this to go away. I just want to feel better. And I want to be clear, we are not going to get rid of anxiety. That is not my goal here. My goal is to help you and your child change your relationship with your worry so that when your worry shows up, you know how to respond in a way that no longer leaves you in a place of low confidence, powerless, scared, and afraid, where you feel like, I know this is how my worry operates and I know what to do. I know that I don't have to react out of fear and panic because that is a false alarm. When struggling with anxiety, we often overestimate the level of threat to ourselves and we underestimate our ability to navigate the situation. We begin to just listen simply to the survival instincts within us that the sympathetic nervous system is cueing into in fight, flight, or freeze, and respond to that threat as though it were truly dangerous. And we skip over stopping and evaluating and realizing that we have the tools to problem solve and move through this with strength. That's when anxiety becomes truly debilitating. We might spend countless hours worrying over the worst case scenario or thinking about all the what ifs of a situation. That is when the anxiety starts to tell us that that threat is bigger than it actually is. Some of the most creative children that I've ever met struggle with anxiety. That's because their imagination is so robust that they can paint these beautiful pictures of the worst case scenario. They paint that picture and that story and that scene in such detail that that's all that they can see. Their imagination is so powerful that they can engage all of their senses in this feared movie that's playing out in their head. There are two things that anxiety demands. Anxiety demands certainty and anxiety demands comfort. Anxiety demands to know what's going on, what's going to happen next, who's going to be there, tell me every detail. And it demands to feel comfortable, safe, and not pushed in any way at all. If it doesn't have certainty or comfort, then the alarm bells start to go off and its first instinct is to avoid and run away at all costs. And avoidance can look like all sorts of things. It can truly mean that I'm going to just sit down stuck in the mud and become avoidant of going to the place that I actually might want to go to. It can also look like excessive reassurance seeking, where I'm asking you questions over and over and over to try to feel better about a certain situation. In those moments of excessive reassurance seeking, we as parents often want to give our child information that reassures them or makes them feel better. Oh, you're nervous about going to a new school? Let's think about this. You're absolutely right. Let's find out our teacher's name. Maybe we can go in early, get a walkthrough. Maybe we can do X, Y, and Z. All of those things intuitively as parents make us think, okay, here I am taking care of my child. But the message you're giving to worry in those moments is that this is a true threat, that I should be worried about. Look at how my parent is responding to this fear. They're not responding with strength and confidence. They're saying, "Ooh, you're right. We need to go do X, Y, and Z to plan out this whole situation to make sure that worry doesn't show up." So inadvertently, unintentionally, you are starting to reinforce the message in the brain that this is something that their worry should pay attention to, that this threat is real and big as the child thinks that it might be. When we resist approaching that worry, the worry persists and grows in strength. When we approach, it starts to weaken. And what I mean by that is when we stop and say, you know what do we want to do about that? How do we want to handle that situation? You're really nervous about school? What do you want to do? When we start to figure out how to approach our worry in small incremental steps, and we remove some of that reassurance providing behavior, we start to give our child the tools of being able to think critically about a situation, to problem solve a situation, and to feel empowered that they know what they can do in those moments to handle something, whatever it may be, that comes up for them.